So I went back and talked to there's 12 players playing volleyball in the grass. They're about the strength I was on average when I was playing more regularly. I saw them last week, and now they're 6 against 6. And so a lot of the issues around the world, people, are related to nobody that I've ever heard about knowing how to create win-win scenarios with the concept of immigration, with refugees, with newcomers, and with the concept of community. And I tell you, I was talking to them in between, picking up the ball, and the guy in charge didn't want to come to me at the end of the game. There's some other lady that maybe had a bit more ability to feel guilt when somebody's being ignored. They're 12 now, but the thing is she said that they just got 12 now for the first time. And the guy in charge who sends the text, very trim, very healthy guy, very good player. He won't organize anything, because it's whenever he feels like sending a text, and there's nothing really that the rec center is helping out with when it comes to summer volleyball. So, you don't need to solve my life by letting me play volleyball, but you need to evaluate yourselves. That all the young people here that were playing, all pretty much younger than me, but not like teenagers, 20s, 30s, I would say. And they would want to blame, Trudeau or politicians for what's happening in the world, but their behaviors right there were anti-community. And there's no reason to. I mean, they don't know me. And now, of course, would I say this to them that I'm just saying now and think that would increase my chance of playing volleyball? Of course it wouldn't. But the thing is that's conversations that need to be had about their choice of behaviors and their lack of community values or leadership skills or anything like that. When I used to play volleyball in Mill Bay, it was really well organized. But again, if that couple retires, and they probably did, who would put in the effort? And of course, they, for them it was also a business. Like, it was a lot of people, and it was financially viable. But why does leisure and health activities and meeting new people and laughter and welcoming newcomers, why does that have to be for profit, or why do people consider it to be such an effort? They have 12 right now, but what if in 3 weeks this girl who will give my number to the guy who didn't want to come to talk to me, or will she remember when he texts, and will she remember me and to text me? Will she put in volleyball? Will she remember? She put my name and number. She didn't send the text right away. And the feeling she had, to be the only one to come, that's the kind of leader feelings you need. You need to kind of feel bad when somebody approaches you that wants to play the activity you're doing. And it's kind of why I stopped coming to Prince Rupert Badminton here, because of the guy in charge. As much as I want to explain to him, and he's not always in charge, he's just always there, that he's killing the sport of badminton and instead facilitating intellectual laziness, the lack of the maturation process to become human. And he's the best player there, but he's got such poor, I'm calling him a social worker instead of badminton coach, but really maybe social workers are all like this now, but he's not really having the skill sets. He's just micromanaging everybody's feelings, and he's interfering so much, and he's not noticing things he doesn't need to do. And I have to tell him, hey, that 94-year-old guy can catch a bird, and I've seen him pick it up when he misses, but he rarely misses this when you give him the bird and he can catch it with his hand or let it bounce on the racket. And now I'm telling him something he should have known if he's aware of how he's not helping this older 94-year-old the right way. As I'm saying, sometimes he's going to reach and your racket is there right beside him to catch for him. So you're helping making him more handicapped, and really you're more handicapped than him by not being able to notice this. And then if he observes me, he would observe I'm giving him a flick up, or I'm throwing it to him in a way that he can catch, and it's rewarding and it's good for him to do it. And if he's too far, he'll extend his racket, let it bounce, and grab it with his hand. How did he not notice this? And how is he micromanaging everything that he thinks I'm not people-centered because I'm not treating everybody like they need to be babysat. And there's at least 3 different, although more because some are couples, people that I've helped, and they thank me at the end. They give me a fist bump a few times. And how does he not put in a good word? And how does the rec center not care enough to actually notice this when I say, did you see me coach this person? So again, and it's not like I didn't see this kind of elitist clique nonsense at VIU. I saw this stuff too, and in Nanaimo. So you're not evolving as a species. You're shutting down into micro clique communities who are all really the same, and you don't challenge each other with how you're not self-actualizing to be humans that can problem solve and leave your world a better place. That's really what it is. And I want to play volleyball, but now I have to wait for them to be desperate for players and maybe remember me. And then after that, I have to kind of not say, hey, what's up with the lack of community values?